Okay, we are now recording. Everybody, welcome out to our weekly essential oil class. Tonight's special essential oil is Juniper Berry, which is just to make sure everybody is familiar with essential oils. We do have a lot of people that are joining us that online or later on that may not know a lot about essential oils. So I'm just going to give a very brief, sometimes we've given a bit of an introduction to essential oils. I'm just going to be very brief tonight to save as much time as possible for talking about Juniper Berry, which is a fantastic essential oil. Essential oils are basically plant extracts that come from plants, all types of plants, all like lavender, eucalyptus. And these essential oils can be extracted from different parts of the plants, like peppermint, for instance, from the leaf. Juniper berry is extracted from the berry, and dōTERRA essential oils are the essential oils we're going to be talking about. They are one of the only essential oil company that produces them straight just from the berry, and so it has a lot of properties that we'll go into a little bit later. These essential oils are extracted through steam distillation or cold press, and they're put in little brown bottles for us. And then we can use those for lots of different remedies. And each essential oil from each different plant has different properties. So which is, one of the reasons that we have these special classes weekly. And to get the essential oils, there's 3 ways you can use them. And Juniper berry, you can use them all 3 ways. The first way is by breathing it in. You can put, for instance, before you go to bed at night, Juniper berry in a diffuser, which just diffuses the essential oil into the air so that you breathe it in, it goes into your lungs, and you're able to enjoy the therapeutic benefits. Second way is you can take essential oils internally. Now, it's important, we're only talking about pure essential oils here. Hello, Roseanne. And dōTERRA's brand of essential oils are pure and therapeutic, and it's most, I would say 98-95% of essential oils on the market are not, I would not recommend to take internally, so this is only the brand that we're talking about here. Third way to use essential oils is topically. So for instance, Juniper berry helps quiet your organs, and Jade will get into it a little bit later, but you can rub it on your tummy, or especially over your kidney, to help quiet your organs and help you get some sleep, help you stay asleep. So those are the 3 ways to use essential oils. If you have any other questions, you can come to jadebalden.com or talk to any of the lovely people here on our call tonight. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Jade Balden, our special presenter, to tell us about Juniper berry. Before we go into that, maybe we can ask everybody what you understand about Juniper berry. What's your favorite application of Juniper berry? What do you know already?
Smells great.
It does smell
Smells
great.
good.
I like berries of all sorts.
Agree.
It smells good. I've been using it the way Jade told me to. I had a session with her, and so I've been using it for a few weeks and applying it to my tummy. And I've had some very impressive results with it. I won't delve into it because it's kind of gross, but it's working for me.
Okay, that's great.
I don't think anything's gross here.
But I think Jade's going to talk about that application as well. So yeah. Good, thanks, Marissa.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything that they love about Juniper berry? Maybe a way that they use it that they love? Stacey? Hello?
I used it a lot for dreams and nightmares.
Dreams and nightmares.
Good.
Yeah.
Sort of stop dreams or start dreams, or just aid in processing those sorts of things.
Yeah, awesome.
Try to find a pharmaceutical that'll do that, right?
Definitely.
Essential oils, amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love to put a drop under my tongue at night before bed. I sleep better.
Yep. Very good.
Awesome.
Excellent. So let's get started with Juniper berry. We'll share with you our handout. We can do a little bit of an introduction.
All right, this is go ahead.
You can download this and print this one out.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they when men shall shall revive you and persecute you, just laying all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Okay, there we go. Go on, Jade.
Okay, sorry. So you can download this handout and collect one every week. Okay.
So we've got a handout that goes along with our class tonight, and you see it on the screen there. It's at jadebalden.com/juniperberry, or you can just use a search bar to Juniper Berry on there.
Yep. So this oil, I keep it right by my bedside. This is an oil that we have in several places at home. So the kids have access to Juniper Berry too. But it's just been such a fantastic oil that I feel like everybody should have and should understand, especially in this time in the world. There's a lot of turmoil and there's so much to worry about. What is it? Lemony Snicket to the story where it's, Aunt Josephine says, kids, there's just so many wonderful things in the world to worry about, to be scared of. But this is basically what it is. There's so much that we worry and fear, and we don't need to. So Juniper Berry really helps us get over it, because if we have fear, that's not faith, right? So if we hold on to fear, we hold on to faith at the same time, we're actually cancelling it out, and we find that we're not moving forward and making progress like we want to, and we're thinking, what's wrong, what's happening? It's because we're on one hand, we're still holding on to fear, and Juniper Berry allows us and encourages us to let that go. Okay, guys, you're welcome anytime if you have any questions to ask. Okay, I'll just keep plowing forward. So basically, if you think about Juniper Berry as the oil that helps you be brave, helps you let go of fear. The emotion side of it is the oil of the night. So Juniper Berry is the oil of the night. And if you look at the berry, like what Ben said, dōTERRA only extracts the essential oils from the berry. And the berry is like this dark blue color. It's sort of the nighttime color. So that's really interesting. So Juniper Berry is the oil of the night, which means it's going to help you through the unknown, the dark, and help you turn towards the light. So that's the idea. Now, Juniper Berry is very high in monoterpenes. It's more than 50% monoterpenes, which basically means it is balancing to the endocrine system. Okay, for you, it means it will help you cleanse your liver, kidneys, okay, and to flush out toxins. The wonderful thing about the Juniper Berry is high in antioxidants. For you, antioxidant means it helps release all the damaging oxidation in your body, but oxidation causes aging. So if we use this on a consistent basis, what does that mean?
I'm gonna look younger, longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It just helps our body stay younger, longer. Awesome. Now, what else do I want to share? Juniper Berry is one of the ingredients in your endocrine blend. That's our detoxification blend. Okay, so if you don't have Juniper Berry at home, you can use a detoxification blend. But you want Juniper Berry separately for different reasons. Okay, so on your handout here, we'll go through it one at a time. I just read so many studies, and I'm thinking, the other oils can do that too. So I didn't put that in, but just so you know, it's very powerful at killing environmental threats.
Supporting your immune system.
And supporting your immune system and all that. It does all that too. But I just wanted to highlight some of the things that Juniper Berry really does well on its own. And somebody here just recently said it was great for nightmares and night terrors. I think it was Emily. Yeah. So nightmares, of course, is not fun, but it's just sort of for your body kind of processing fears at night time. But now night terrors are slightly different. This is actually more intense, and it's very real and very scary. Do you guys know what I mean when I say night terrors?
Yeah.
Anyone not know?
I think I had an energy clearing session with you, Jade, probably maybe 6 months ago about night terrors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's good.
I use Juniper Berry for it
And
as
you've
well.
been using that good.
Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. So we
I
have,
wish I did this when I was a kid, Jade, because when we moved across the country, I was only 2, and that was when I started having night terrors and sleepwalking and sleep talking, and I did that for years. I still sometimes will sleepwalk and sleep talk, but have gotten, for the most part, past having night terrors. But I mean, it's horrifying, and I'm glad to know about this so I can share it with other people now.
yeah, and our children too. I felt like our children slept well, ate well, and we had, just the perfect kids, we thought, which is, they're still great. But I think it was last year, no, the year before, the twins, our 2 youngest, they were about 8 years old, and they had some really terrible night terrors that made them so that they didn't even want to go to bed at night. And we thought, what? That's strange. They've always, slept really well. But then they told us how they have all these very vivid nightmares, and they describe it, and it sounds like they had the same dream too. But I had them smell this oil and rub it on their tummy. Okay. And it was funny because one of my daughters, she still remembers how to do it. And when she feels like, oh, I don't want to go to sleep, there's something scary, because kids are very intuitive. They feel energy, they feel spirits and things. So if they feel scared, they know. So my Genevieve, she knew to go to her bottle, and we had a picture of her just sitting there with her bare suit, and just smelling that oil when I came home. And it was just so fun to watch them and see that they're so empowered. They know where to go to get the help. So that was just awesome to watch. So that's what we do with the nightmares and night terrors. And, we only did it for 1 week, and they've not had any of that night terrors again. So that was awesome. I think just all of these negative energies from certain organs just wanted to come out at that particular time. Now, number 2 is staying asleep. And so I'm going to show you the website here, because I have the internal body clock here that I put up. I made this morning here. So scroll up, honey. There, keep going. There we are. So there's an internal body clock there. Can you all see that? Yep.
Can you see that on your screens?
Yep.
Yeah, but later on you can probably look and just
You can Google
zoom in.
this.
Yeah, zoom in. So the idea is our body's very smart. It takes shifts. Different organs take a different shift at operating optimally. And sometimes if we do energy healing and our body sometimes need a certain oil, a certain food at a particular time to maximize the benefits. I don't know why, but it does that. But anyways, during your sleep, if you have people that wake up, say, every night at 3 a.m., and they say, okay, I go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. every night. It's just like clockwork, which it is, because that particular organ isn't happy and it's not settling, and it wakes you up. It doesn't mean to, but it wakes you up. So you can look on there, certain organs are not happy at certain times. So if we all wake up at 3 o'clock, like I said, it could be a lung concern. Okay, we've got things in the lungs, or at 5. And it's just a time frame, so 3 to 5 or 5 to 7. So sometimes if you're looking at that might be interesting to you, but in the end, what do we do? So what if we know, hey, I think I got something in my lungs? We just need to cleanse that organ out. Okay, that's why I like using the endocrine oil, which has the Juniper Berry in it too, every day or every few days, because I want to keep things nice and squeaky clean so that things function properly. I don't like things to build up, which it will, because we have lots of fears and lots of worries, and we can store lots of toxins, and you don't want that. It's like cleaning house. You want to do it consistently so things don't build up.
Hey, Jade.
Yes.
We had a class a couple weeks ago, and you were saying there was an oil that was good for putting the organs to bed.
Yep.
Is that something different?
Nope,
That's
this is
this one.
it. This is it.
Okay, just making sure.
And that's how it helps you stay asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it just gives your lungs, your stomach, your liver, all of those organs a bit of a hand, and, in their work during the nighttime, and, it doesn't wake you up. Okay.
Cool.
Because some people might have a good time, easy time falling asleep, but they don't stay asleep. So if they wake, sometimes they just stay awake and they're very alert and they can't go back to sleep. Okay, and that's kind of annoying when you really need that full sleep. Okay.
Yeah, I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
A lot, like 3 a.m. I'm up and then can't go back to sleep. And so.
Yeah. So when you do that, you just look at the clock and say, oh, okay, I think it's this organ, got to cleanse that organ up. But, like Juniper Berry is one of the best oils to just settle the whole gang, right? Yeah. I highlighted pancreas because later on, the next class we're having is for insulin. You see that 7 to 9, that's important because that's the time that these people can't go to sleep. Right, and that's why they stay up even later than that. But we'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's move on to back onto the handout.
If you guys have something you want to say or you have a question, feel free to unmute yourselves. I think a few of you are muted still.
Go ahead.
The time clock, you said you could print that too? Or you said just Google it and you can find
You can actually find it here and print it out. You can just click on it and then, it'll okay.
Or right click on it and you can download it.
Yeah. Okay. Juniper berry is great for blocking, unblocking things. Okay, especially in the ears. I didn't mention it here because it wasn't a big thing, but if you have your ears just being blocked, you can put a drop of juniper berry on the back of your ears and just massaging it down your jawline, okay? And you can do it with both sides. There's a special name for ear pains, but it doesn't matter. Just you can use it anyways, okay? So number 3 is self-awareness and courage. Self-awareness, what it means is when you are just wound up with lots of fear, right? You're actually not aware of yourself. You're focusing on just that fear, and that actually it takes over you. So basically, Juniper Berry helps you remove that block, and so you can actually see yourself and see yourself objectively even, and be able to work with that and then find the courage to do what you need to do to move forward. So this is a really cool oil. I think Juniper Berry is like a sister to cypress, because cypress moves things along and Juniper Berry it goes in there and it finds blockages and it moves things along. Okay. Any questions or comments so far? No?
Well, that's what I've been using it for. Well, you already know that.
Yeah, you can share it.
Okay, well, sure. So I've gone through some big changes. I've lost 50 pounds since September. Woo. And have had some, I don't know, just I guess like some miniature identity issues where I just didn't really know who I was in this new body I've got, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Kind of struggling with that. And so I've been using the Juniper Berry to help me with that. And it just kind of has got me back on track, I guess you would say.
Yep. Yeah, that's really, really good, because that's exactly what it is, being self-aware. And because sometimes you get caught up and, you're that old person, and now it's like, wait, let me just, refocus here. Okay, that's really good. Thank you.
Also, and you mentioned Juniper Berry helping things move along, and it's in the endocrine, which is the detox blend. That's important for cleaning out your pipes and help removing all the toxins.
Well, that's what I meant by the gross thing earlier. Because since I've been taking the Juniper Berry, Jade told me you're supposed to go basically every time you eat, have a bowel movement. And I usually was like a once a time kind of person, but now I go probably, 2 to 3 times a day, which is different for me.
Awesome. Yeah.
And you need that. You need to be able to move things along and remove the toxins out of your body. And that's probably the best way to get rid of them.
Yeah. So it's amazing for kidney support.
Stacey, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was wondering, was she taking it internally or was she just using it on her stomach?
I just was rubbing it on my tummy.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It works just
I mean,
well.
I use it at night because to help me stay asleep. But I didn't know the other thing. So then when she said it, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it works just as well, just rubbing it on. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
You got to remember your skin is your biggest organ, so everything that gets absorbed go to all those different organs and areas of the body.
Mhm.
So I rub it on my upper stomach, like over where my actual stomach is, and I also do my lower abdomen over where my gut is. I think that is probably what helps it move along.
Awesome. Yep. Okay. Any more questions? Yep. Peachy. Peaches. She's
Oh, wait. Hold on. You were,
unmuted.
okay,
Yep.
go ahead, Peachy.
Oh, no questions. I'm just learning. This is interesting because then I'll, know how to share about this oil. I went to grab it and, kind of started rubbing it on my tummy while you guys were talking. But I do appreciate the ladies that did, elaborate a little bit about the use of the product and stuff like that. It's something that I got, like I said earlier, to put in my diffuser to help me sleep at night, along with cypress and lavender, I believe the formula is, and stuff. And I really enjoyed the smell of it. But I just joined this class to learn more about this particular oil because I wasn't too familiar with all the things that Juniper Berry can do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. So we'll go to kidney support, number 4 here. So Juniper Berry 4 drops, grapefruit 5, helichrysum 4 drops, lemon 5 drops, and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So you can apply that, over your lower back, and you can add a warm compress. So if you have concerns that, it's not just a little concern, it's more of a, I say symptom management at this point, this is a good blend for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So down on the bottom, I just put down antioxidant support there for number 10, and then this is what you take daily. But, someone like my dad, who had some kidney problems at a particular time, who really needed it, and this is what you need to do when your kidneys are giving you troubles, okay? Yep. Any questions, comments so far? No? Okay. So number 5 here is to relieve obsession. So remember earlier I said that Juniper Berry helps remove blockages, and sometimes being obsessed about certain things is a block. Okay, and then if you have the emotion book, Juniper Berry, one of the emotions is recurrent nightmares, recurrent daymares. All right. So people who have a fear of some sort, and they play that video over and over and over in their minds. Okay, I'm worried about so-and-so, and you say it, and you think it, and you think it, and you say it. So when you're focusing on something like that, okay, it's like an obsession. Okay, and this here says, move beyond that, please. Let's get us, into a different stage of life. Let that go already. All right, and you know what I mean? People that have had, and you talk to them and they'll tell you the same things over and over, the same problem or the same fear. And you're thinking, oh, okay, you've done this for the last 5 years. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, I'm so worried that, You know what I mean? So this here is moving that block, whatever that boulder is that we've created, and, letting things go. Okay, so that's really important. Now I'm going to go back to that kidney support. So when your kidneys, have a lot of problems, the kidneys hold a lot of emotions. And if you go over to the website later on, oh yeah, let's do it now, honey. I listed the emotions of the kidneys. Okay, so let's see. The emotions of the kidneys is frustration, guilt, hatred, anger, bitterness. Do you see what I mean? So when people talk about their anger, their bitterness, and they just hold on, and they complain about those same things all the time, they're actually obsessed and stuck. and the kidneys help them release that, not only that emotion, but it actually physically releases things that are hardened in there. Okay, so if we have uric acid that's hardened into stones in there, it's actually going to help it break it down. Okay, so my dad, he had a 10 millimeter stone in there, and it took us 24 hours. But he was able to break it down, and you know, one by one, within that week, was able to release it. And yeah, it was amazing, because physically your body lets those things go too. And I told him, I said, Dad, if you don't stop and think about what you're doing and releasing all of that anger and resentment, this is going to happen again. So learn from your lesson, learn from what your body's telling you. Okay, so we talk about the literal language of your body. It really gives you a clue as to what you need to do to change. Because if we are going to heal at the root cause, we really need to look at what we're doing emotionally too. Does that make sense?
This is nice. This is good.
Alrighty, so there's more to this, and I've written it down there, but it's just gives you an idea. All right. The next one is to support change. So if we have had, you know, just we've been brought up to be scared and fearful, we've been brought up to punish ourselves, you know, every time we do something wrong, and just a lot of fear-based teachings, it's very hard to just rely on yourself to make these changes, because these are big changes. You know, just turning from fear over to faith, they're big changes. So what happens is, when we use the juniper berry oil, even if it's just smelling it and putting it in your necklace diffuser daily, okay, and smelling it, it's like a good friend that encourages you and says, hey, you can change. All right. And I told you about cypress. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow. Let's go. Let's move on. Move. Don't stay here. So if we add juniper berry, cypress, isn't that great? Okay, it's moving on. But then we're adding frankincense. Frankincense is the oil of truth or wisdom from God, right? So frankincense, and then we can apply it on our sternum, the back of our neck, all right, to say, okay, I can do this. I can move forward. I'm safe. All right, so you smell this and use this as often as you need to, until you feel like, I've made some big leaps and changes. I'm a totally different person now. You know, it's very difficult for us to just go, oh, think positive, be happy, all on your own. It's just so hard. But when you have these oils, it just automatically helps you soften that anger, that resentment, and to make those changes. So I'm very grateful to have these tools, just to make that transition better, because we're all here to make improvements and to change, right? And we don't need to do it all on our own. Any questions, comments?
Does anybody have comments on all right, yeah, does anybody have any comments on those
Juniper berry in the necklace diffuser, and I loved it. I wore juniper berry for months after, sort of during the night terrors thing, but it definitely was like a best friend, like a supporter. It was really helped.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Emily. Yeah.
I kind of wish that we'd known about this when I was a kid growing up. I had a pretty traumatic experience where I ended up with gallstones as a 10-year-old girl. And by the time I was 11, they had gotten so big that my gallbladder got super infected. And I ended up having an emergency gallbladder removal. It was crazy. It's very rare to have in children that age. So I was thinking, like, as I'm listening to all this about it breaking up, like maybe if I'd had that and I'd been able to apply it over my gallbladder, it would have broken up those stones and I could have taken it internally. So now I'm going to remember that for when I hear people who she's like that.
That's right. I love this, the skills that we have, you know, the knowledge that we have, the skills. I mean, how can it hurt? Just try a little bit, see how you go, take it for a couple of weeks and see if anything changes. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to pee a lot. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's true that, you know, sometimes these work differently for other people. And so if you find something that's maybe not working for you, it may, you know, be a clue as to, you know, that might not be the thing that's wrong. And there's something else you can try.
Yeah.
Good. Any other experiences of using juniper berries for support?
Ben, I have a question. When you talked about using juniper berry and cypress together, it says, yeah, Dr. Seuss says to apply to, wait, where is it? It's to relieve obsession, to apply to break up the patterns no longer needed. Where does she apply it?
I think usually when it's an emotional change, I always smell it.
Okay, that's, I would diffuse that.
Yeah, that's the smelling, the diffusing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm say it.
I think what you said is hits it on the head. Because that, you know, we read about the olfactory senses and that part of your brain, the amygdala, you know, that has to do with memories and emotions and smell, and they're all interrelated in that part of your brain. So breathing that in,
it relaxes your brain, so your brain doesn't keep going around in circles.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to.
Yeah, we could put diffuse on here. I think that would help, but I wouldn't take it internally. Yeah. The cypress, smelling it will help you move forward and letting things go. When you use a lot of cypress, it actually opens a lot of the floodgates. And if you start crying and releasing a lot of emotions, don't be surprised. Don't feel like there's something wrong with you. Just accept it and just think, okay, I'm just doing some emotional detox stuff from a long time ago. And sometimes we think, oh, I cried the other day. Why am I crying again today? It's another layer. Don't be hard on yourself. You know, we just get better and better.
Maybe that's another good reason it's in the detox blend. To help release all those sorts of things.
Yeah, I want to say something about detoxing. We have a link on our website that supports people when they do the detox. But one of the emails, we have an email that comes every week, every day to remind people what to do and what to expect. One of the emails is telling them that they're going to have some emotional catharsis and emotional healing, because, you know, this kidney is releasing all this junk, but it's also releasing the energy of emotions too. Okay, and so you let your family know that you're going to go through a detox and you might be weird. So just so they don't run away and be scared. And don't make big decisions while you're detoxing. Because sometimes you think, I'm so angry and it's because of, let me pick this reason and this reason. And that's fine, but don't make big decisions like, here on out, I'm not going to, you know, talk to so-and-so or do this. And it's just, your emotions are coming out fast and furious at this point. So just allow it to take its course. It's like a child throwing a tantrum, and then they just get rid of all that energy, and then they're good. And they're like, okay, what was that about? Can I have some of that, please? Yeah. Okay. So just so you know. All right. So juniper berry is amazing for acne skin too. You know, we tell people all the time to use melaleuca on their skin, but if you want to do something different, juniper berry is amazing for that. And of course, you know, as you cleanse inside, your outside will be cleansed too. So juniper berry works on the inside and on the outside. Very good for that. And you just dilute it just a little bit on your face, and that should help clean out the environmental threats. Alrighty. Questions, comments?
Have you guys heard of anybody using juniper berry for skin acne?
It's in the rollerball mix, isn't it? For the skin?
Or the HD Clear? I'm not sure. I don't think so. It doesn't.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Doesn't seem
I
like.
I keep the juniper berry in my cosmetics actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I actually, well, since using it for the night terrors, and when I stopped using it for that, I actually grabbed it from the bathroom, which I use for redness and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's good to know. There she is. She uses that for the redness. Yeah.
I had put it on my stomach for sleeping, but I had liked the smell. So I had put it here, and I noticed that like it just got so smooth, and it was like I happened to have like a little, like I was stressed and I had a little acne spot. It just went away, but I didn't know that it was related. I just noticed that it just like made my skin look so nice and everything. So I was just like, oh, I just love the smell of this. I guess
now you know why. Why am I so pretty? Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing. It's also great for cholesterol. Okay. So you can do juniper berry and lemongrass. And this is just something that I've done and I've told people to do, and it's been helpful. So I'm putting it in here. Alrighty. Do you know the veggie capsules? You just have to put 1 or 2 drops of each in there and just take it daily. Okay. Or if you want to dilute it and rub it over your liver area or the liver reflex point on your feet, you can do that. All right. You know, for me, what I see things in a emotional, spiritual way. Cholesterol is about fear. It's about bandaging up a lot of the tears and the inflammation in the body. So that's why our body produces cholesterol, because it's sort of like a band-aid. It's just going over the top and to cover things and to help soothe things. But when it's when you're holding on to that emotion of fear too long and you cause a lot of stress in your body, then it's like an overproduction of that cholesterol, and then it becomes too much for your body. So you can see that, you know, removing the fear and allowing your body to relax a bit, it actually helps with this problem too. Yeah, it all interrelates and it's connected. Yep. The number 9 is urinary support. We have one daughter that needs this a lot. And so we have juniper berry and geranium. Just put a few drops in your hands with or without the carrier oil, depends on the person. Sometimes people are not sensitive, and you know, my daughter she's not sensitive, she just puts it right on. But other people might be. She's 10 and she uses it once in a while. And she knows when she goes to the bathroom, she says, nothing's coming out. So she goes out and uses the juniper berry geranium. So we've taught our 10-year-old to do that, so that's good. It's very helpful. Anyone else have any questions, comments? Do you know that? You have to unmute people, honey. Yep.
Did anybody want to say something? Someone okay.
Awesome.
Oh, they're all good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Alrighty. So can we go back to the website here? The last thing here is that it's antioxidant support, and you know, it's great for just putting a drop in your smoothies or your drinks every day, just to help you flush things out. All right. So think about that and add that to your drinks.
Okay, we'll go back to
we have a question here.
Yeah. I just would like to know, when you said add to your smoothie and drinks, how many drops should we be adding?
Now, you know, when we teach people how to use essential oils, it's going to be up to them. You know how healthy you are or how unhealthy you are. So it'll be up to you. I would start with just 1 drop and then see how you go. If your body's asking for more, then you probably need more. I think the healthier you get, you probably need less oils.
Okay. Because I use lemon sometimes. They say it's, you know, detoxing, the lemon essential oil, and I put about maybe 3 to 4 in my water, like say in the morning, and I don't have any problems or anything. I'm not sensitive to it or whatever, but it seems to be pretty good.
That's good.
And is that a big drink of water, like a liter? Or?
Probably like 16 ounces.
Yeah.
But let me show you the quick page. Can I show a quick page?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
But that's a good question that a lot of people have. So here's a graph we had on dosage. Actually, Dr. Hill spoke about dosage, how much to, and I think there was another dōTERRA post recently about, how much should we be taking in. So you want to get a dosage that's going to be in your therapeutic range. Everybody's range is going to be different because we all have different bodies. We all have different needs. So, and there may be, if you're taking, for instance, antioxidant support or urinary support, there could be different causes to that. And so it's not like normal, if you're in the pharmaceutical world, if you have this symptom, you hit it with that drug. But with essential oils, it's different. They go to the root cause more often than not. So you're trying to find this therapeutic range. And so we generally tell people, start with 1 drop. Your body is going to metabolize the essential oils as you go. So 1 to 4 drops every 4 to 6 hours, because it takes about 4 to 6 hours for a normal, healthy body to metabolize. That could be longer for maybe someone who's heavier. So there's one graph, and if you go onto dōTERRA.com, it also says roughly the same thing in a bit of a chart.
Yeah. But just like eating food, and I encourage people to just do everything intuitively. Because as you focus on your body will start to tell you, and then you get better at reading your body. So same way we go, oh, I feel like soup tonight, or no, I feel like salad. Your body would just sort of tell you what you want. So that's really good. But I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
So I want to end here with a little bit more about Juniper Berry, but in a spiritual sense, okay? So let me scroll up here. So this is when we are unable to filter spiritual information, we feel fearful. We want to know everything. So we don't like, we're actually fearful of the unknown. That's what the darkness is about. We want to be told what's going to happen, when is it going to happen, how is it going to turn out. But that's not faith, is it? But when we hold ourselves back, we actually stifle, things inside of us too. We have lots of stagnation inside of us. That's why we have the toxic load. So like I said earlier, don't expect yourself to get over things too quickly. Give yourself time, because we get over one fear at a time, and then you find that you're a lot braver than you were, say, last year. Okay, so with the Juniper Berry, we just smell it and we just overcome one thing at a time. Be patient, because you will learn to develop that faith, and you will learn to release that control. I just put down here, don't be like those people that are stuck and won't move forward until they get all the information. Okay, allow yourself to walk a step at a time into the gray area. And if you are making a choice between this and that, and if you just pick something and that choice is leading you to more and more and more light, then you're heading the right direction. Okay, and when it gets brighter and brighter, then hey, I'm good. I'm that's a clue. I'll keep on going this path. And if it gets darker and darker and darker, then you think, okay, wait, I'm not going the right way. I'll just do a U-turn or change. But that's a blessing, all right? And Juniper Berry allows you to do that. Say, hey, don't worry, let's make a choice together, and we'll just move forward. All right, and I like this scripture in Proverbs. It says, that which is of God is light, and he that receiveth light continueth in God, receiveth more light, and that light groweth brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. So, don't worry. We're allowed to walk through the dark a little bit, the unknown, and then things will get lighter and lighter, and then you'll know you're on the right path, and you just keep going, because you get more and more light. And that's the idea. So Juniper Berry turns you away from the darkness and into the light. So that's what I'd like to leave everybody with. All right. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight and making comments and sharing your stories. That was awesome.
You can get all the
Yep.
handout here.
Yep.
I know some people are collecting them.
Yep. Yeah. Collecting, putting in folders. Yep.
We are going to have a class on
Insulin.
the insulin response if you
Yeah.
want to stay. But maybe does anybody have anything they want to add before we go ahead and end the recording?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So we'll end the recording.
On the recording,
We'll
we're
hang out.
gonna stay here if you have any other questions.